Now, before we actually stamp, I want to show you a trick. And many of you may have sitting in your stash of supplies at the very bottom of the drawer, something that looks like this. It could be also one that's not from Stampin' Up. It could be one that's bright pink, because I had one that was prior to being a Stampin' Up branded one, and it's called a Stamp-a-ma-Jig, and it sort of predates our Stamp-a-ratus. And I want to show you how to use it because many of you may not know. So we're going to start first. The components is a right angled piece of fairly thick plastic, about 1.5 inches tall, and then a piece of very thick acetate. On one side it's a little bit textured and the other side is smooth. Does not matter which side you use. And it also is a square, so it has a right angle. And that's key for doing positional stamping, which is what we're going to do. So it doesn't matter whether you have your words on straight or not. So let me show you. This one's fairly straight, so let's put it on crooked. And I know some of you just stamp crooked because it's easier, but this is a great way for you to get a straight stamp. So we are going to just stamp onto our piece of acetate first. And what we're going to do is just ink up, and then with this plastic piece right in the corner of the Stamp-a-ratus, we're going to take the square edge of our block and we're going to butt that right up against that square edge as well. And then just stamp it down onto the acetate. And when you do, you get a great, it looks great actually there, but we're going to make that straight. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to line mine up with my glass mat and the grid on it. And I want this to be over here somewhere. So I'm actually looking a little bit at my grid lines, and I'm hoping that that is straight, fairly straight top to bottom. And I'm looking at, actually I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, I think. I'm looking at the grid lines, I'm looking at the bottom of the paper. I'm going to pull this piece back in again, hold this in place, and I'm going to put it in the exact same place it was when we stamped. So I'm going to hold this down fairly firmly, going to remove my acetate sheet, make sure my stamp is inked up. I'm going to do the exact same thing, make sure it's butted into that right angle and stamp straight down. And I should have something that is fairly straight.